If you've been around music and theater in the Upper Valley at all, you'll recognize these folks. They have been performing for many years in theater and choruses in the Upper Valley. And they formed in 2020 when Pat Attilio said, hey, the Upper Valley needs a group like this. So here they are, the V-Tones. Thank you.
Still waters run deep. Yes,
Wow. All right. Our next act, Dick McCormick, has done pretty much everything that a New York Flatlander and Hofstra graduate could do in Vermont. He's performed at countless folk shows, hosted a whole veranda on VPR, taught the history of rock and roll, recorded 9 albums, and served 32 years in the Vermont Senate. Here's what he's up to these days. Thank you, Dick.
Yeah.
I am so glad I don't have to follow the last bit with music. I did all right musically, but I wouldn't want to be put up compared to that. For many generations, especially in the rural sections of this favored land, public performances of memorized poems was a well-established art form that still goes on sometimes, but is nowhere near where it was once. And what the poem I'm going to do for you is not great poetry. It's doggerel. Its author actually complained that he was best remembered for the least of his achievements, referring to this. But while it is doggerel is not great poetry, but there is such a thing as great doggerel. And I think this poem is great doggerel. And I think 1,000 years from now, historians will look at our country and they will admire our theoretical principles. They will wonder what the hell happened to our politics. But if they love us, they will love us because we gave the world rock and roll and we gave the world baseball. Proper title of this poem is Casey at the Bat. That's actually not the full title. Casey at the Bat, a Ballad of the Republic, sung in the year 1888. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2 with but one inning more to play. And then when Cooney died at first and Barrow did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to that hope which springs eternal within the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could get a whack at that. Now we put up even money now with Casey at the bat, but Flynn preceded Casey, as did also Jimmy Blake. And the former was a Lulu and the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey coming to the bat. But Flynn let go a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then, from 5,000 throats and more, there arose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley and it rattled in the dell. It knocked upon the mountain and recoiled upon the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he strode into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing and a smile on Casey's face. And when, responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat, no stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands in dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded as he wiped them on his shirt. And while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance gleamed in Casey's eye, and a sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air. And Casey just ignored it in haughty grandeur there. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people there arose a muffled roar, like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill him, the umpire, someone said, and someone in the stand, and it's likely they would have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a look of Christian charity, bold Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the spheroid flew. And Casey still ignored it. And the umpire said, "Strike two, fraud!" roared the maddened thousands, and echo answered, "Fraud!" But one hard look from Casey, and that audience was awed. They saw his face grows stern and hard. They saw his muscles strain, and they knew that Casey wouldn't let the ball go by again. The sneer is gone from Casey's lips, his teeth are clenched with hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate, and now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go, and now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Somewhere in this favored land, the sun is shining bright. A band is playing somewhere. And somewhere hearts are light, and somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. Well, there's no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out.
So Nolan Riegler was the 1998 North Dakota High School State Championship in speech for the speech to entertain, he said.
Yep.
So, knowing this, he got asked if he could read this poem for church. We all liked it, and we thought it needed a second rhyme. So here's Nolan. Anthem.
Just really quickly, this poem, it is a song by Leonard Cohen, but Melissa asked me to perform it for church before the bells rang. You'll understand why in a moment, if you haven't heard it before. I opted instead to read it, because, well, an anthem is a call to action, and I don't know, I just thought this was a way to interpret it. So, thank you. The birds, they sang at the break of day, start again. I heard them say, don't dwell on what has passed away or what is yet to be. The wars, they will be fought again. The holy dove will be caught again, bought and sold and bought again. The dove is never free. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. We asked for signs. The signs were sent. The birth betrayed, the marriage spent, yeah, and the widowhood of every government. Signs for all to see. I can't run no more with that lawless crowd, while killers in high places say their prayers out loud, but they've summoned up a thundercloud. They're going to hear from me. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. You can add up the parts, but you won't have the sum. You can strike up the march. There is no drum. Every heart to love will come, but like a refugee. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in. Thank you.
Charlie Buttry needs almost no introduction, but I will anyway. Student of theology, cross-country coach, deacon, public defender, and not just another lawyer for 38 years, somehow finds the time to compose, play, and sing. And we are the beneficiaries today.
While the band gets set, I have performed this song once publicly, and it was on Sunday, June 6th, 2004, which happened to be the 60th anniversary of the D-Day invasion, which was the beginning of the end of World War II. And before I performed it, I said to those who were gathered in the sanctuary, I bet there are some of you who remember where you were on June 6th, 1944. And I sang the song, and then later during the Joys and Concerns, an older gentleman who I'd seen in church before, but I'd never met him, stood up and said, yeah, I remember where I was on June 6, 1944. I was landing on Normandy Beach with the 4th Infantry. That man was Wes Burnham, who some of you may recall, lived on Burnham Road, 3rd generation Thetfordian. And I got to know Wes a little bit, and he confided in me that he did not particularly want to get drafted. And once drafted, he did not want to be in the Army. And once in the Army, he did not want to be assigned to the infantry. And having been assigned to the infantry, he did not want to be landing on the beaches of Normandy on D-Day with the first wave. This song is not designed to valorize or glorify war in any way. But to the extent that it can be said that there was such a thing as a good war, I think World War II comes close. And we are now 5-10 years tops from being in a world in which there is not a single person who has a present recollection of World War II or of the Holocaust. And I think it behooves us to remember that when dawn broke on June 6, 1944, 4,000 young men, boys, were put on transport vehicles on the coast of England to cross the Channel and did not see the sunset that night. Standing above the beach called Omaha, sandpiper nests on hallowed ground, crosses and stars in unending lines, the rustling wind, the only sound. I never said how sorry I am that you had to give your life, that you would go when you were so young. What a dreadful sacrifice. Wondering if I could do what you did, as I gaze high above the shore, and as I stand here, I have to ask myself, am I worth dying for? Your mom say how beautiful you were, a babe cradled in her arms, What did you think when you hit the beach that day and crawled into the fire? Did you know you would not survive? Were there open arms in paradise? Wondering if I could do what you did, as I gaze high above the shore, and as I stand here, I have to ask myself, am I worth dying for?
And wake up where the clouds are far behind.
having heard Nikki sing for all these years, I had just never known what the story was, and so I said I'd better ask her, so here it is. She grew up with parents who loved to sing in the car, sing while they did the dishes, and that's where she got her love of harmony and love of the music of the times. She then said, when I was 19, I decided on a whim to move from Wisconsin to San Francisco, and I got the idea to join a chorus. I had never sung in a chorus, and I could not read music, but I could sing. So I auditioned for the wonderful San Francisco Community Chorus, having no idea what that entailed. I was the last person to audition on that day, and the conductor was tired. She asked me to sing something. I sang Gershwin's Summertime. She then said, great, you have the voice I need. I'm sure you can read music just fine. So I went to rehearsal and I realized I was in trouble. I could not read a note. So I went to a music library and I memorized the pieces starting with Mozart's Mass in C. At some point, I was found out, and the conductor took pity on me, and I became a soloist in the group and started a few voice lessons before moving on a whim to the Upper Valley, where I have been singing ever since. All right, I think I'm going to do it. Nikki and Valerie requested a reprise of The Body in the Kelp, so here it is. We were clamming down to Dougal Flats when we found a body in the kelp. We didn't recognize the face, but we thought it might have been old John who kept the lighthouse out on the point. So we went down there and we knocked on John's door. "Hello, John, you there?" "Darn right I'm here. What can I do for you?" "Well, we found a body in the kelp. We thought it might have been you." "Was it wearing a red shirt?" "Why, yes, it was a red shirt." "Was it wearing blue trousers?" "Why, yes, they were blue trousers." "Was it wearing rubber boots?" "Why, yes, they were rubber boots." "Were they high boots or low boots?" "They were low boots." "You sure?" "Come to think of it, they were high boots turned down low." "Well then, 'twa'n't me." Next up, the Barn Band is on tour tonight, a full 1,000 feet from the Grateful Shed on Houghton Hill where they practice. But they would travel farther than that to join forces with the likes of the Thetford Hill Church Choir and warblers like our own Upper Valley's Lloyd Gabriel and Nikki Corral and the Renaissance man Charlie Buttry, who can be seen running the streets of Thetford at odd hours of the day and encouraging other people to do the same. I should mention that one of our featured artists in this particular song is Lloyd Gabriel, who had a most remarkable history. He was a model on the Merv Griffin Show, literally a model on the Merv Griffin Show. He's been singing in Rebel since 1974. He has sung countless church gigs, and he's in the Dartmouth Gospel Choir, and we're so glad he's here for us tonight. All right. First up is Lean on Me.
sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow.
Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For
sisters and brothers, and you are asked to come in on the final bit. There's a little bit in your program there. Thank you. Any performers who want to come up and help us out with this last one, it is I'll Fly Away. And we all have to sing, chorus and verse. So it's required. Thank you for coming. There's lots and lots of refreshments in the back. Please come back and visit us, and let's talk, and be well, and we'll see you next year if we don't see you before then. Thank you.